see the Andrew Tate Piers Morgan interview?
So I haven't watched it yet, but I did hear. I mean, Andrew Tate. I hear more about Andrew Tate now than when he actually had his own media channel.
Do you know what? Yeah, when he got cancelled and stuff, yeah, the conspiracy theory part of my brain thought, I wonder if this is a strategy. Do you know what I mean?
PR strategy.
Yeah, because like I don't know if you remember when San Andreas came out. Do you remember when San Andreas came out? GTA.
Yeah.
They did this strategy as genius where they paid all the bloggers to rate the game a certain way.
Yeah.
So they paid all the bloggers to say, do not let your kids play this game. It's too much. There's too much gangs, too much violence, too much prostitution. It's crazy. And all the kids went, I want this game. Yeah. And they were, so I thought, I wonder if there's a bit of a false flag PR.
Didn't the news sort of blow up around that time as well, saying like kids shouldn't be playing like 18 plus games because that's what triggers like murders and violence and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well,
and it made San Andreas the biggest.
It could be, but I feel I don't know. How deep do you go with that sort of stuff when it comes to PR stunts? Because like people were saying as well, like you know when the Queen died and then you had like Holly and Phil like skip the queue when everyone was queuing up 14 hours to go see her coffin at Westminster. Holly Willoughby and Phil Schofield skipped the queue, and then they got loads of bad press. Like ITV, I'm pretty sure had to apologise for it, but loads of people skipped the queue. But for example, David Beckham, he stood in the queue with 4 bodyguards and waited the 14 hours, and his PR fucking went through the roof. Everyone was like, oh my god, what a saint, he's such a sweetheart, English darling, all this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, how far do you go with that stuff? Because it's like, is that just an actual act of like, you know what, everybody's waiting, I'm also just a normal citizen, I'll wait as well? Or is it like actually, if I just stand in queue for 14 hours, people are going to be singing my praises.
First of all, I don't want to speak about the Queen and her death, and that's English people's shit. I don't have to get involved in people's business, bro. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think that it says probably more about us as consumers, and not me, because I don't care about Holly Willoughby or anything. Yeah. But like,
I love how you call it that. That's fucking Keith Lemon's name for her, isn't it?
I don't even know. My sister always called her Holly Willoughby.
My sister definitely a Keith Lemon. Yeah, 100% Keith Lemon.
So I can't say my sister likes Keith Lemon, so that's probably what. But yeah, like I think that it says more about the consumer. Because we will make up, not we, but they will make up the narratives of whatever, similar to Andrew Tate thing.
Yeah.
The narrative is not necessarily set by him. The narrative is set by somebody outside of him.
But he knows how it's going to be perceived.
Your job is then to perceive it. Do you know what I'm saying? So like, in football, for example, like, did you see the Arsenal game?
Yeah, I did see
Or just the goal, yeah?
I saw, yeah.
So when we scored, everyone ran past Aubameyang. Some people are saying they ran to the corner flag and they went past him. It's not that deep. Yeah. Some people go, oh, that's mad. They ran round Aubameyang, and then if you screenshot a certain point, it looks like they circled him on purpose.
Yeah.
And it's like, we're doing it to ourselves. We actually see what we want to see.
Well, we just always attracted to drama, though. I think people in general are just attracted to drama.
I don't like drama.
I don't know about that.
Me?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Even at football on a Wednesday, man's causing drama. You love drama.
No, I don't like
you
drama.
love kicking bins and shit when
I don't
you
like
lose.
drama. No.
If someone fouls you inconspicuously, or like, you know, like someone who doesn't foul, like me for example, suddenly fouls you, make a big deal out of it.
that's not what happened.
Make a big deal out of it. It's like an EastEnders episode.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Are we doing this?
It's like an EastEnders episode.
Are we doing this for real? We did this, bro. Let's see this guy.
I don't even remember the foul.
You see this guy? Do you know what it is? He started going gym. If we're doing this, to finish your drink, he started going gym. Yeah, I put him in a spliff twice, blood. Left shoulder, right shoulder. Yeah, I don't even go gym. Yeah, I don't need to go gym, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? Fuck gym, bruv.
I just don't work those muscles.
I shifted this guy off the ball twice. Then he comes steaming in bare anger. I put the ball through his legs. Donny cleaned me out. I
don't think it went like that. I don't remember how it went.
Call ambulance.
Yeah.
Call someone that was there. Call someone who was there.
I don't think you put the ball through my legs. I was pissed. I remember I was pissed.
I shoulder bar just shifted off the ball. That's
you shoulder bar shifted me off the ball a couple times, and that's why I was getting a bit vexed, and we were losing in general. But I don't remember coming up and like swiping at you.
I moved the ball, and I was taking the piss at the time. Like it was like I was like standing still, and you were steaming in. And I was like just casual, you know, like the casual play, and then you just literally swipe my legs.
And it turned into a fucking EastEnders episode, didn't it?
What are you doing?
Yeah, you were fuming.
Of course I was fuming. Yeah. What are you talking about? If it wasn't you, you know, if it wasn't...
Yeah, what I mean...
if it wasn't you...
I know.
I got up here and I was like, bro...
Who was that? And then you saw it was me and you got that little smile on your face.
If it wasn't Dom, I'm bagging this you, bro. I swear down. But that's not me liking drama. You never found me for no reason.
Yeah, but then it could have just been that. It could have just been, you know... foul, cool, and then we just play it off. But no, you got up, you were fuming, dusting yourself off.
I was looking to punch someone out, like, it was so
yeah,
it was
exactly,
so lucky.
Drama.
That's not
you
drama.
You don't class punching someone up as drama.
Nah, but not for me personally. No, I can punch man up and it's calm. It's not drama. But also like it's what somebody else starts in it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So obviously not in reference to you. But if somebody comes up to me and punches me in the face,
Oh
for example,
yeah. Yeah, but that's not you start. Yeah, that's not you starting the drama.
And when you foul, I didn't start the drama. As far as I'm concerned, do you know what it is? The foul was so egregious. Yeah, that was a violent act, bro. It wasn't even. There was no attempt to play the ball.
It wasn't even a yellow card. The ref would have waved play on.
We're coming to football later, bro. We're coming to football.
Yeah,
Speaking of punching man up, bro.
Yeah.
Andrew Tate.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So he's done this interview.
Yeah.
And a lot of there's. I want to talk about misogyny. Yeah, and what it means to be misogynistic, because just like racist, back in the day, the definition of racism is someone that did something to you because they didn't like the colour of your skin or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Today, we've expanded the definition of racism. So now, if there's something that happens that has an adverse impact on black people, even if it wasn't the intention for that to have an adverse impact on black people will refer to it as racist, right? So people say like the NHS is racist. The NHS, it may not necessarily be directly on purpose racist, but if things happen to have more of an impact on black people than white people, whether it's deliberate or not.
Okay.
And I think the same things happen in misogyny. It used to be if you did something bad or you treated a woman like a second-class citizen, that's misogynistic. Whereas today, that's been expanded to if you say anything negative that happens to be about a woman, that's misogynistic. So, because Piers Morgan has put it up in his comments, but he was saying women who are younger and more pure are more desirable to most men than women that are older and have been through more men, more experiences, and he said more dick. Now, when he says more dick, he doesn't necessarily mean just the dick, but all of the mental, emotional things that come with going through various relationships. So as if you've got someone that's got less miles on the clock, and again, that's not necessarily sexually, that's just mentally and emotionally, that person's going to be more desirable. And Piers Morgan says that is misogynistic because he's speaking bad about a group of women. Andrew Tate says it's not misogynistic because although he's speaking down about one group of women, he's speaking up about a different group of women. So it should balance out. It's like saying if you said, I don't like black people from South London, but I love black people from West London, is that racist? Because they were speaking bad about one group of black people, but speaking positively about another group of black people.
I just don't know if why would you even have to mention that they're black people? I love people from South. Like,
well,
you know what I mean?
For him, he's talking about women. He only dates women.
No, of course, but I don't. With Andrew Tate, I think majority of what he says comes across as misogynistic because I think what he implies is that men can do things that women can't, and in some respects, I get what he's saying. Men, we have testosterone, for example, so we grow stronger. And there's certain that we were built to we go to the army and we fight on the front line. Not many women go fight on the front line, for example, or in a war in general.
I don't know. Is that true?
What?
Are you guessing or is that true? I'm asking. So I don't know anything about the army. I don't know
much about the army, but I don't think women fight on the front line. I
think they do.
Do they?
I'm pretty sure. In America, I know.
Regardless, that is a fundamental difference in men and women, right? Mm-hmm. Men have testosterone, women have estrogen. Estrogen prepares them for childbirth. Men are not equipped to deal with that. Mm-hmm. You'll see more men doing removal jobs. Not because women can do it, mm-hmm. but it's just men are normally seen to do heavy lifting mm-hmm. in that regard because there's 100% women that are stronger than men, by the way, 100%. But it's just typical.
Overall, yeah.
If you order a removal company, you typically see men come along and move your stuff for you, mm-hmm. and in that regard, I get what he's saying when he's saying they're built in different ways, they're built to do different things. Mm-hmm. But then when he talks about things like his wife should stay at home and do the cleaning, he'll look after her, but he can go out and sleep with bare people, and that's okay, but she couldn't do the same. I think that's when his misogynist side comes out.
The reason I don't care about that, and it follows on what we were just saying about drugs. For me, I've always been my own person.
Yeah.
I've never been young and... I'm not saying I've never been young and impressionable, because maybe I'm not aware of the ways within which I was impressionable. But growing up without kind of strong, consistent parents and just kind of figuring my way through life when I was young and stuff like that. Man's never watching a YouTube video of somebody who can tell me how I've got a set way that I want my relationship to run.
Yeah.
And just because there's a guy on YouTube who says he wants his relationship to run a different way, I wouldn't then go, well, girl, you've got to do this because Andrew Tate said blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So I have never been like that.
Yeah, but you were saying earlier, for example, with the drugs, that you've never felt pressured from other people doing it. Whereas, like, you've got quite an impressionable group of, like, young men who are watching his content, or young boys,
but is that
then
his responsibility, though?
That's not his responsibility, I don't think.
That's the thing, because how much I listen to a lot of rap music. I love 50 Cent. I love hip hop. I write music. How much am I? If I have the freedom to speak on my experiences as much as I want, I'm not in control of how people receive those experiences. I loved gangster movies growing up. I had family members in jail and this, that, and the third, whatever. I loved gangster movies. I actually never wanted to be a gangster when I was younger. All of the gangster movies I loved and I watched had a massive high and then a massive fall. I didn't want to be in a mansion surrounded by a bunch of coke and beautiful women and then be shot dead at 35. That, to me, I would rather be married with children, nice suburban house, and just chill. Do you know what I mean? I might want to have some fun in my 20s and 30s, but I'd like to kind of settle down a little bit. You know, but other people would watch the gangster movie and watch everyone get slain dead at the end and go, that was awesome, I want to do that. And I'm like, what did you guys just watch? Like, do you know what I mean? So you can't be in control of how people receive your art or your opinion or whatever the case may be.
But then it's so difficult to, like, as a parent, it's difficult to censor your kids from seeing that sort of stuff. Like, especially when it's on YouTube, it's just widely viewable from...
I ain't a parent yet, but I think, and maybe I'm wrong about this, and if you're a parent, you can let us know in the comments below. I think if you're a father to a young man, and your son hits 18, and he's looking for how to be a man from Jordan Peterson or Andrew Tate or any of these people, I think that you have failed fundamentally as a father.
Yeah.
If you're coming from a single parent household with just a mum and no dad, that's something different.
Yeah.
But if you are a father in the home, actively in your son's life, he should not be looking to model how he's going to be an adult based upon a social media influencer. That is insane to me.
Yeah, but it might not even be necessarily that he was looking for that content. He might have just stumbled across it because there's all these clips or
but
shorts on TikTok.
Your father should be the soundboard. Your father should be the... Do you know what I'm saying? If you fall in love with a girl and she slept with 10 guys, then you watch Andrew Tate say, oh, you should never be with a girl who slept with more than 6 guys. That's bullshit. And you're not sure, you should have a male soundboard in your life, especially if there's a father in your life. You can go to a sound, Dad, I feel like this, and this guy's saying this. What do you think?
Yeah, but then... Yeah, some people might not have that relationship with their father or not have the father. So then it goes back to your point of, is that, you know, that's the father's failing maybe more so than it is Andrew Tate's problem for
100%.
Putting his opinion out there. But, like, it's just difficult to censor that as well. Like, if you don't have that relationship with your kid for one reason or another, they might not have that conversation with you and they can see this stuff because of the TikTok. I mean, Andrew Tate has this whole pyramid scheme where he's got all these people posting his content for him. It's going to come across somewhere. Like, I don't follow anything Andrew Tate, but I see him all the time.
Yeah, it will come
so it's like...
But I don't think that's inherently a problem. I don't follow anything Kardashian, but I know an insane amount about the Kardashians and their lives. And I did, like, just...
I know, I just find it funny because I know nothing about the Kardashians.
Well, when I say I know an insane amount, I mean I know that the mum's called Chris, I know all the names of the sisters, I know the names of the children. That's too much.
You know how Kim got famous.
That's already too much. I know about Andrew Tate. He's got a brother called Tristan, and his dad played chess. That's it. I know more about the Kardashians than I do about Andrew Tate. And that's not through my own...
You would have heard his opinions.
That's not through... No, but I know... I've heard their opinions because you see clips of them. If I'm watching TV and an advert comes on and it shows clips of Keeping Up with the Kardashians or whatever the case may be, I've seen clips, I've seen quotes of them when they were younger saying, oh, I want black men so I can have mixed race babies with them and shit like that. Like, that's problematic. But they're allowed to have... Just because your view is problematic, and they're impressionable to lots of young women whose mothers don't have a relationship with them or whose dads are not around or their mums aren't around or whatever the case may be. What's the difference? I'm not seeing the difference. That one is, I believe the Kardashians and some of their opinions, the way they live their life, are very dangerous. We have an entire generation of women who are suffering from depression more than ever. Do you know what I mean? Suicides in women are skyrocketing at the moment because we have this generation of women are following their trends and getting bums and lips and boobs done and then taking it all out. And women are dying, going to try and get cheap surgery from unclean places. So
then is that Kardashians' problem?
No, but I'm saying that it has to be consistent.
Either
it's the responsibility of the influencer or it's not. it can't be the responsibility of one influencer, but not the other.
Yeah. Which is why I don't agree with him being censored, because I don't think censorship is the answer. Like, I think you should pull him up on his opinion. He should have the right to go on to shows like with Piers Morgan.
He can say whatever the fuck he wants. He can say if he wants to, my dream woman is 19 and a virgin. That I prefer that to someone who's been fucked by 50 guys and 26. And the thing is, that's not a controversial position. Most men, whether they say that or not, because men obviously want women, they have to pretend to be a certain way. But most men would agree with that statement.
With that statement.
It serves nothing for overall society for there to be truths that we know and that we all know, but we can't say it. We're not allowed to say it. It's nonsensical.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, there's hundreds of videos out there of people interviewing girls this weekend. Does size matter? And some of them are like, no, it's okay, it depends. And there's loads of girls screaming. Obviously, normally they're drunk or something. They're like, yes, big dicks only. And it's like, all right, cool, good luck to you, please. Do you know what I mean? DM me. But I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? But it's fine. You know what I mean? If you're on dating apps, you'll see mad girls like, you better be over 6 foot. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, okay, fine, that's your preference. The girl's like 4'11", but okay, fine, that's your preference. That's your preference. Do you know what I mean?
But then that's where like.
And a lot of that stuff comes from social media.
Yeah, but like that's where like, because some of the comments he makes, like, for example, I saw on a podcast the other day where like girls can make more demands on guys in terms of they want that 6 feet, they want 6 figures, they want 6 inches or more, whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas like if a guy, like if Andrew Tate said he preferred that 19-year-old virgin who hasn't slept with many guys, that's suddenly like slut shaming, or you know, it's just, it suddenly gets to a point where like if a guy says anything bad about that or insinuates
even the women that I know, the women that you see on Instagram that are like, some of the women that are like body positivity people.
But even body positivity,
But I was gonna say like some of these people, it's not true because it's body positivity for them, but some of these women's boyfriends are super jacked, so they're super overweight. And they're doing body positivity content, and like, we love people of all different bodies, but they very much love the typical standard, tall, muscular, like, he's had to work on his body for years and years and years.
Yeah.
And that person hasn't. It's complete. I don't think in the last like year that I've been single, I don't think that I've ever voiced my opinion about a preference for a woman, and that could be anything from I don't want somebody that does drugs, I would prefer not to date somebody with children, like super basic.
Has their preferences.
But I mean like super basic stuff. I'm not saying you have to be a size 4 with big tits. I'm not even saying. I'm saying super basic. I want you to be a good person, and I've never had that not rebutted. Every single time I say to a woman, I have a preference for this, and here's why. Here's how that serves my life. They argue. They say no, but I was talking to a girl the other day, and she's got kids, and I was like, I don't know. I don't think I would date someone with kids. I live in a small flat and I'm building my business and it's just my life's not really set up for kids right now. Do you know what I mean? And she tried to, but she goes like, but have you considered? No, bitch, I haven't fucking considered. What is that?
Also, it's someone like that. I feel like that's hard one though, because it's somebody else's kid that you'd be raising as well. Like, I don't know.
We haven't even got. We ain't got to that.
Yeah, I know.
If I'm gonna be a dickhead, I'm not raising another person's bastard child. But before I even get to that, I'm trying to be polite in the most polite way possible.
Saying that's not your preference.
I'm giving you really polite reasons why this may not be for me, but they're going to argue back. Do you know what I'm saying? Or they'll either argue back or shame you. So if you go, I prefer a woman that's in shape. I would like a woman who's in shape because I like to go for long walks, I play sports, I'd like somebody who is interested in these things with me. And I want somebody that's in good physical health, not just physical shape, because everyone's born different shapes, but good physical health inside of them. Hence why I don't want somebody who's addicted to drugs or whatever, because I want to have children, and I want that person to be healthy. And when they say to me, if you can't handle a big woman, just say that. No one said that.
No one said I can't handle a big woman.
Nobody said that.
Yeah, but I just think preferences. I think it's a healthy thing to have preferences, because otherwise, if everybody had this sort of blanket view on women and blanket view on men, everyone would fuck everyone. There wouldn't be any relationships or anything because everyone would be attracted to everyone.
But you know what it is though, you go to certain environments, you go to certain estates, certain clubs, whatever, there's a big contingent of people that are just fucking everybody. There's a big community of people that everyone fucks everyone. That happens in certain communities.
I've never been exposed to
I'm not on that person. Do you know what I mean? Like I got most, like I think I said this on the last show, but most of the women that I know, friends, family, whatever, that's regularly having sex with somebody, if I say to them, would you be happy having a child with this person? Most of them say, fuck no. Why are you fucking them then?
Yeah.
So why are you fucking them then?
Well, that's when sex is just a casual thing for them, isn't it? It's just
Say no more, blood. That's why I don't pay taxes.
Yeah.
I ain't paying for other people's children.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know. Well, they should use protection then, innit? Just wear a Johnny.
So
Or
yeah,
a raincoat.
so this is the thing. Like, if he says anything that advocates violence towards women, speaks down to women as a general group of people, anything like that, I can understand that. Do you know what I mean? And I agree that misogyny. I agree that misogyny should be a hate crime. I just don't know if some of the stuff that he's saying falls under the category of misogyny or if it falls under the category of critique. There are lots of people who, again, you can't. We're going to talk about True Geordie in a minute because he made a comment about Muslims. You can't make racist comments about Muslim people, but you can critique the Muslim religion. I'm an atheist. I follow lots of atheist channels, and they read the Quran and go, "I'm going to critique this because that's not cancelable. You're allowed to critique. You're allowed to do it."
I think it's okay to have an opinion on something if you have education behind it. Like if I just said something about Muslims that was racist because of something I heard from somewhere with no research done on it at all, that's just blindly following someone else's opinion and stating it as if it's fact. That would be classed, I think, as like a sort of, depending on what they said, but that would be more of a...
Some people's preferences are based upon their previous experiences.
Yeah.
And when you try to rebuttal that or you try to belittle that, you are completely invalidating men's experiences.
Yeah.
Which happens a lot. And this is one of the contributors to why men's mental health is so bad, which again we're going to come on to in a minute.